Yo, Pete Gang. Time for me to give my picks of who I think is going to the Super Bowl. Heartbreaking loss for the Ravens, for sure. Of course, Kansas City had controversies with some of those calls, especially like at early roughing the passer. I'm not saying that had anything to do with affecting the game and things of that nature, but I'm just saying that wasn't a roughing the passer. Like, that was weak sauce. And there's a reason why there's so many people thinking that the refs are cheating for the cheese and all that. But I'm not gonna get into that. I mean, hell, I picked the cheese to win. I didn't think the Texans were good enough against the cheese, anyways. And oh my goodness, this is probably the upset of the in a decade with Washington beating the Lions. Holy crap! I picked the Lions to win that game. I did not see that coming. Anyways, let me get into my picks. So I'm gonna start off with the Commanders at Philly, and I'm gonna say this: this is gonna be one of the most interesting games, especially let's say the Eagles somehow are up by two possessions. Let's say they're up by 10. Oh, everybody needs to just keep that TV on, and see what the Commanders do because Jaden Daniels, man, the quote Eddie Murphy from I think Coming to America, that boy good. that, that Jaden Daniels is cold, man. He's playing beyond his years. He's a rookie in the NFC Championship. Now, crazy thing about the NFC, every team since like 97, I think 96, 97, every single NFC team has one at one point or another up to now played in the NFC Championship, except for one team. Not gonna talk about them. But anyways, let me get back to my picks. I think the key for the Commanders to win this game, pass rush, because I know Jalen Hurts, his knee, I think it's his knee or ankle is messed. He has a lower body injury and he's not moving around like he usually does. And if you look at the game against the Rams, I thought the key for them to actually beat the Rams would be he needed to throw a bit more. And boy, was I wrong about that because Shaquad Barkley, that boy. That boy cold, man. That man running like he's mad he ain't get that record. Like torched by himself, torched the Rams defense. 200 yards rushing in the playoffs. That boy is cold. Anyways, so yes, that is the key for the Commanders. Make Jalen Hurts throw the damn football. You want him throw it. Now, yes, I mean, I know A.J. Brown and Smith might be happy for their targets, but I think that's the key for the Commanders to win. And also, long sustained drives for the Commanders against that Eagles defense. You want them getting tired out. I think that's the only way. That's one of the key ways they actually have a chance to go to the Super Bowl and have a rookie playing in the Super Bowl. I'm not sure if it happened or not. Don't quote me on that. I don't think if the Commanders win, I believe it'll be the first time a rookie quarterback was in the Super Bowl. But and the key for the Eagles, contain Jaden Daniels. Contain him and force their defense and force their defense to have to feel like they have to put 8, almost 9 in the box and play single high safety. Because I think Jalen Hurts can make enough plays from that standpoint, even with his injury and how limited he is in the field. Um, I think it's definitely gonna be an interesting game because these are division rivals, and you never know what happens because divisional games always seem to be unpredictable unless one team is absolutely horrendous in the division. Then that one is probably easier to predict when it comes to divisional games. This is the third time these guys meeting. They split the season series 1-1. So this is for the tiebreaker and for the Super Bowl. So I think this is going to be an interesting, entertaining game. And I think if the score is close, people are going to be on the edge of their seats because they're going to see what Daniels can do. Having said that, I think the Eagles are the more complete team. They have one of the best O lines in the league. Um, they're the one team it seems like if they have an identity to run the ball, you really can't get them out of their identity because their O-line is so good and such a cohesive unit. And I do think the pass rush for the Commanders is good enough. It was good enough to get to the NFC Championship, but I don't think their pass rush has anything is going to be able to penetrate the Eagles O line, and I think Saquon Barkley, that is a key. I think he's gonna go wild. I think he's probably gonna shoot up, probably run for 125 plus, probably get a couple catches, well, a few catches, excuse me, and probably rack up about 50 yards receiving. So I'm gonna say the key for the Eagles to win is contain Jalen Daniels, be disciplined in your pass rush, and keep him in the pocket. Granted, yes, he can make throws from the pocket, but you don't want him running around because that's when he's most dangerous. Having said that, I think it's going to be a closer game than some people may think, just because of how unbalanced the team seem and the experience and all of that. But I'm going to roll with Philly, and I have Philly winning 27-24. I think it's going to be that close, and people are going to be on the edge of their seats. And now, for a rematch from what caused the new overtime rules, in my opinion, I think 2-3 years ago, Bills at the Chiefs. And I'm going to say this. I know American football fans, they are probably all rooting for the Bills. The key for the Bills is long sustained drives, no turnovers. The key for Kansas City also is long sustained drives and no turnovers. Because I do think whichever team wins the turnover battle will win this game. I think that's how it's going to come down to. I think it's going to get to a point that, and like the second half is going to be similar to what happened the first time these guys met up and Patrick Mahomes got the Chiefs in field goal range and within 13 seconds, which is one of the most ridiculous things I've ever seen in my life. I was going to turn my TV off, then I saw that pass. I'm like, how the hell that happened? Anyways, having said that, I'm sorry. The man hasn't, even with how good the Bills have played, how well they have played, how underrated their defense is. They do play a pretty good team defense. They kind of remind me, I'm not comparing. They kind of remind me of like the no-name defense of the Dolphins. Not that they're at that level. I'm not saying that. But I'm saying unless you really like a fan of the Bills or you really like dive into football, it's hard to press to find probably outside of like Bills fans or even fans of teams that's in their division to name more than up to 5 people that's on their defense. I mean, I know Von Miller's on there, but he's mainly there for pass rush. I know Milano's there, who was considered at one time the best or second best middle linebacker, but injuries, and Damar Hamlin because of that unfortunate event he went through last season. So that's all I'm saying about them. I am not comparing them to that defense. No, because that defense will undefeated with the Super Bowl. Just saying, and whatnot. But I do think the Bills' defense is underrated. We talk about how good the Chiefs' defense is, but I'm gonna say this: the Bills, when it comes to McDuffie, he can be had. I don't know. That's gonna be an interesting matchup to watch. If Amari Cooper against Trent McDuffie, that's gonna be a battle, I believe. However, having said that, and seeing like the Bills were the only team this season that beat the Chiefs at quote unquote full strength or as much as high strength, you know what I'm saying, at full strength, but they're trying to win this season. Even with that, even as well as Josh Allen played, could have been, was definitely an MVP candidate. But it's been 2-3 years since Patrick Mahomes has lost to the playoffs, and I'm sorry, I can't pick against him. I can't. I mean, if I'm wrong, it is what it is. But right now, I can't. It's This is like the Tom Brady effect. You can look at the Chiefs, and the Chiefs aren't as good as a team as they were last year or previous years. But they still have Patrick Mahomes. They still have Travis Kelce. They still have Chris Jones, and they got McDuffie. I mean, they got rid of Snead last year because he wanted more money after the offseason, after they won the championship. And McDuffie has stepped up in that role, and but even though he has been beat before and he can be had, but that's almost every corner if you really think about it, depending on who the matchup is or who the receiver is on the other side. But having said that, I can't pick against the Chiefs. This ain't has nothing to do with the whole ref thing. And hopefully this is a clean game, and hopefully the refs actually ref the game well. Because I will say this: it's not just been the Chiefs and other teams that the quote unquote NFL likes or are biased in favor of, but hopefully the refs actually do their job, because the refs have been absolutely horrible. I think the refs in college football have been better than the NFL refs this year. Yeah, I said it. I don't care how people feel about that. It is what it is. But I'm rolling with the Chiefs. The attempt to go through for the first three-peat in NFL history. So I got the Chiefs winning. Got them winning 28-24. I think it's going to be a good game. Think both of these games are going to be good games. I mean, it's a Final Four. Four guys that they seem to have that all the teams seem to have the more important pieces or players that are healthy for this. So I got the Super Bowl being a rematch from 2 years ago with the Chiefs and the Eagles going against each other in the Super Bowl. Be easy, everybody. Deuces.